Hey, what's up everybody? It's Awall here from TGN Games, bringing you some more Guild Wars 2 gameplay. This one's going to be the Forest of Nifhel, a really cool battleground. I like it a lot. And this is my solo queue build with my Guardian. If you want to check out the theory crafting behind this very balanced build for the Guardian, link up top to more gameplay. Also, video menu at the end to check out more gameplay and the theory crafting video itself. Let's get right into it. So on this map, there's a secondary dynamic of creeps on the map that you can take down to get points, as well as to get buffs. Early on, I'm going to go to the Hinge as the red team, and conversely, as the blue team, I would go to the mine, because I want to go to the point that's going to be contested as early as possible, because most of my allies, of course, are going to go over to the easy point and pick that one up early, and then move up to the keep. So I want to do the things that my allies are not doing to increase my usefulness. So I'm immediately using my 4 and my staff to increase my might moving into the situation. It didn't work out very well in this case because I got knocked back, so I was unable to use that additional damage. That's why I popped my Save Yourselves to get that extra might, and my Signet of, my Virtue of Justice to get that extra burning damage early. Now in this one-on-one situation, I know that I can win. Unfortunately, one of his allies came in there to help him. So now my objective here on the Hinge is to at least neutralize this sucker and to hold them for as long as possible so that my allies can get the keep. Now we've got our 2 cap, so my purpose has been served. I attracted 2 players, 2v1 on this point. I was able to neutralize a point that they spent all this time trying to stop me from capping, and it worked. Boom, I was able to neutralize it. Now the keep is being contested in the meantime, but my objective was served here. I don't care if I get the kill. That's not the point of this build. The point of this build is to be useful and to win games. This build is oriented around tanking, supporting your allies, not in terms of healing as much as protection and retaliation. Also, on my weapons I have runes of nullification, and anytime I crit, which I have a 52% chance to crit with this build, I remove boons from my enemies. So that's why I'm constantly hitting with my staff, switching to my shield, and then also using my scepter in a short period of time so that I can use those 3 different procs to remove a whole set of buffs from the enemy team, and then popping my own Guardian buffs on top of that to turn the overall tide of the battle in my favor. Going back to the Hinge, because this thing needs to be contested, it worked before, and if I can attract 2 or 3 players again on this point, that'll allow my allies to get their cap on, hopefully pick up that keep, and we can get our 2 cap once again. Knocking back and popping all my survivability moves, and I'm just getting focused heavily. Now it's 3v1, and with this damn Mesmer all over my ass, it's a problem. Here comes an ally though to help me out, so now it's 2 versus 3, and I can stay up and running for a really long time. I'm dropping my AoE move there on my 2 on my scepter and forced to pop my elite skill to get invulnerability just to stay up and running long enough so my 6 can come back up. If I can use my 6, I will survive. Here comes an ally number 2 able to finish off the job because I was able to tank all of that damage while simultaneously laying down big, fat criticals. It worked out great. Before my allies head out, they might run into some enemies along the way. That's why I use my 4 to give everybody might, and then I use my 3 to give everybody swiftness so we can move to the next point effectively. We have the 2 outside points, and as I can see from my mini-map, all my allies are now heading to the keep, so we're going to close in on that and try to get our cap on here. If we end up losing one of the outside points in pursuing the keep, it's okay, as long as we get this keep and we can neutralize the keep to stay ahead in this battle. So I'm using my 4 once again before I head into this battle, using my line of warding. I wanted to show you how effective that line of warding can be in the center here. If you can stand behind it and then use your staff attack, your AoE staff attack, you can do a lot of damage and nobody can come touch you. Something I'm constantly showing you guys with this build, with your staff on your secondary, is heading to the back of the point and then using your AoE staff move to damage everyone in that area. It worked out very effectively here, especially since I got all that extra ally support. Once we get our cap on here, it's time to go over to that contested point over there on the side. The keep's ours. Now, I saw that the windmill, there were no enemies over there, so I took a quick peek to see what the enemy team is contesting. It looks like now they're going to move back over to the keep. We can see them fighting some people outside of the keep, and I can see on my mini-map some allies are fighting out there for no reason. I don't really understand that, so I'm going to head back to the keep to defend this thing and to cut them off in the pass because I know that they're going to come up this walkway, and here they come. In the meantime, going to use my 2 against them, use my staff AoE move, and going to crit. Notice those big crits there, the 1700 crits. That's because of my runes of divinity that I'm using. Gives me plus 12% critical damage. So I'm going to head back up to the keep here because I know that they're still pursuing, and I'm going to slow them down for as long as possible. I already used my line of warding, otherwise I would have dropped that on the stairwell to block them from coming up the stairwell to hold this point for even longer. Increased my might there, and now I'm using the wall to defend myself against this ranged DPS. In the meantime, my objective is to stay up and running for as long as possible and to prevent them from capping this point, knocking them back off the point. They've been unable to stand on this point for a significant amount of time, and they've been unable to neutralize it. I held it long enough so that my allies can come in and we can finish off the job. The enemy team did not neutralize the keep. Mission accomplished, and I didn't die, which means I'm up and running for even longer. And now we still have our 2 cap on. Now we're 100 ahead by 200, which is really, really nice. Just to tell you a little bit about the theory crafting behind this build, I have the Knight's Amulet, which gives me plus 700 vitality, which is why my health is over 20,000. I'm really, really digging that, in tandem with all of the toughness that comes along with this build. Theory crafting video, if you want to check it out here at the end. In addition to just the passive damage mitigation that comes along with being a Guardian, like your Virtue of Courage, as well as your 4 with your shield move, I am doing tons of damage mitigation, and I can tank it up hardcore. Now that we've got these 2 points, the keep, as well as the mine, it's time for me to move in and pincer the enemy team on the henge. And notice how they caught them with their pants down here as they were trying to get these neutral creeps here in the center. It's time to clean up the mess, kill them all, and then go get our cap on at the henge to end up sealing the deal. We have moved so far ahead in this game, but notice while we were all fighting on the outsides and not actually keeping a point, the enemy team is now going to get their 2 cap on. That was a mistake. I thought that we were going to pincer them in outside of the henge. That was not the case. The enemy team was smart enough to go cap additional points. Amazing use of line of warding there. You see that? I cock blocked his ass as he was trying to come in here and get his cap on the keep, allowing me to move over to the mine and try to get my cap on here. Before everybody heads down the stairwell here, because the enemy team is going to try to head over to the keep. That's what everybody does once they get the outside points right now. There's no advanced meta. Basically, what everybody does, as you know, they cap the outside points, and then it's everybody head to the keep, and we'll duke it out at the keep. I was able to power myself up and then power into this point with my save yourselves. If the game had lasted longer, I would have held this point for longer, and we would have continued winning. That's what's up, guys. Be point-oriented and meta-oriented. Keep your eye on all of the points, not on the kills. Anyways, if you guys want to see more gameplay, you want to see the build, check out the video menu at the end of this. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and be sure to subscribe to TGN Games. Welcome to the TGN Games video menu. Click the top left-hand corner to check out the previous video, top right-hand button for the next video. Any of the video thumbnails in the center will get you more epic gameplay, and click the solo queue build button on the purple bar below to check out the theory crafting behind this video series. Channel TGN subscribe in the bottom left, and of course, bottom right to subscribe to TGN Games.